Let's start with a simple question, and this is especially for those of you who may be new to Access, and that is, what exactly is Access? Now, Access is a relational database software application. Now, let me warn you here, be very careful about how you talk about Access being a relational database software product if you're standing around the water cooler at work. This is designed for the average user. It's designed to expose database functionality, database construction, and manipulation in a very heavily graphical user interface. Now, if you've been in IT very long, you know that the serious nerds out there, those people who like to think of themselves as serious nerds, don't really consider Access a true relational database software product for two reasons. Number one, it used to not be anywhere near a relational database product. It is now, but they will still use terms like pseudo-relational database, and they'll kind of treat you like, yeah, you're kind of cute and everything, but when you grow up, you'll start to use products like SQL Server or Oracle and so forth. But that's kind of really a bizarre way of doing things, and those people are out there, but I just want you to know about that. But Access is a relational database product. There's plenty of room to grow and learn here. Don't be intimidated by people. I mentioned it in the opening, but any company you go into, I've yet to see a company that's not using Access somewhere to capture and deliver some of their data. Okay, so first of all, it's a relational database software product. Microsoft generally sells this as part of their Office 2010 professional suite of products, and you get Access and Word and PowerPoint and Outlook and all that stuff, but you can also purchase this as a separate product, and it's somewhere around $150 or a little bit less in most places. So if you don't want to buy the whole thing, you can get it separate. You'll have to really look around though, because they don't really market it that much as a separate product. But if you'll dig around on their website or go to your local vendor of choice to get your software, you can find it. Now here's the rub, and this is why those people, back up to that first point, will kind of snicker at you a little bit when you talk about, well, I use Access, because the databases are limited to 2 gigabytes of space. Now that is a tremendous amount of data. However, we now live in a world of terabyte databases, and so as a result, Access is generally relegated to small businesses, to medium-sized businesses, and even in large businesses, we use it to collect data up to 2 gigabytes in size and then export that data or transform that data, if you will, ETL that data up into large SQL or Oracle type databases. Okay? But don't let people intimidate you. This is a cool product. Now, Access, another thing that you will need to understand is it stores data in its own proprietary format, and that is called the Access Jet Database Engine. So anytime you hear the Jet format, the Access format, they're talking about a database that is an Access database. This is not a limiting factor. It's very easy to convert this and dump this data into SQL, into Oracle, into Excel. We'll talk about that a little bit later on in the course. Now, Access is also supported by Visual Basic for Applications, or VBA. That means that you can write your own custom code, and this thing is deceptively powerful. When you first open it up, if you've never seen it before, you're going to feel like you just sat in the cockpit of a Learjet. A lot of things to click on and drag and flip and do all kinds of things, lots of different views, but a lot of things can be happening here. You can use this to create very simple database applications. We'll start there, and this can also be part of a very complex database functionality. So the sky's the limit here. You can stay up real late for a whole lot of nights reading and do some cool stuff. Now, one of the things that is really, really cool about Access, as this product has grown up over the years, is it uses the structured query language for all the queries to write data into the databases, to pull it out, to update it, and all kinds of things. This will help you big time. This is another thing you need to read and learn. I know you were looking for something. But structured query language, or SQL, is the standard language for database programming and data manipulation out there, whether you're working on a product like SQL Server, Oracle, MySQL, any of those other things. Everything you learn here as far as queries about 85% of that will transfer directly over into working with a product like Oracle or SQL Server or so forth. So there's some cool stuff in Access, and it is a great place to launch your learning experience, your functionality, your hands-on experience with databases. But again, the maturity level that Access has reached now, about 80 to 85% of everything you learn or develop here is directly transferable on up into the more powerful enterprise level type database applications out there. So the bottom line, Access is a really cool database application.